Okay, well, welcome. Thank you guys for joining us today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jamie Hall. I'm the Executive Director of the Okotoks District Chamber of Commerce. And throughout, the pandemic and COVID, I've teamed up several times with the Okotoks Business Association, who is led by Pamela Morgan, who's also on the call today, to do different seminars and sessions on a variety of different topics. And we're excited to announce, or for this to be the first of our 3 sessions with Travel Alberta. So I also sit on the board for the Foothills Tourism Association, and that's how I met Yvonne, and we started chatting and figured out some really cool programming that we could offer to some businesses in the Foothills region, and that's where we are today. So this is our first of 3 sessions, taking your online presence to the next level with Alberta Tourism Information Services. So we're joining here. Perfect. And yeah, we're really excited to learn a little bit more about this today and get into it. So because there's only about 10 of us on the call, if you do have questions, feel free just to unmute yourself and ask the question. That shouldn't be a problem at all. If you're not comfortable doing that, use the chat box as much as you like. I'm more than happy to moderate that as we go throughout the session. So with that being said, I am also going to be recording today so I can post it onto our socials after. I'm already recording. Great, perfect. So we're going to be doing that, and then we should be good to go. Awesome. So Yvonne, you can take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Jamie, for organizing this webinar today, and appreciate everyone's time. Good afternoon. I know that I am picking a challenging time of the day because it's right after lunch here. So hopefully I'm keeping it short and sweet, but at the same time, you're able to learn a thing or two here and be able to take advantage of this free tool. So before we get into today's topic, I would like to talk a little bit about what Travel Alberta is and what we do. Travel Alberta is the destination promotion organization of the government of Alberta. We promote Alberta as a desirable place to live, work, travel, of course, play, invest, and learn. Working with businesses throughout the province, we really capitalize on Alberta's breathtaking landscapes and world-class hospitality to develop memorable experiences for visitors to enjoy in all regions, not just the Rockies, and year-round as well. So our work really directly and indirectly benefits our province, driving visitation and revenue, as well as diversifying the economy, providing jobs, and enhancing quality of life for Albertans and their communities. So I am part of the experience development team. While our team has gone by different names, there has been a group of us here, individuals that have been the boot on the ground or the face of Travel Alberta. So as the one of the experience development managers, and I'm responsible for Calgary and Southwest Alberta. So Okotoks falls into my region. So my role is to work with communities, municipalities, chambers, tourism businesses on tourism products development, and to support existing businesses to develop new and enhanced experiences. And in some cases, also help them prepare their business to sell their experiences in international travel trade market as well. So let's get started on our topic of Alberta Tourism Information Service, or we call it ATIS. I will be using ATIS because it's shorter form throughout today's session. So, and how ATIS can extend your reach beyond current marketing effort and help you to get in front of more potential travelers. You might not feel that your business is currently getting tourists, but if you have been getting a lot of Calgarians visiting to you, you have already gotten a bunch of tourists. So you're going to leave today knowing what ATIS is and how to use ATIS to create awareness of your business and drive traffic to our website, as well as to your website, and also get some practical tips for maximizing your ATIS content and getting noticed. So I'll go through the content first. Again, like what Jamie said, just feel free, because we have a small group here, feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions as we go along. But I'm trying to aim it for about 45 minutes of the contents to go through, and then leaving the remaining 15 or 10 minutes to answer any of your questions. as well. And Jamie will be monitoring the chat box because I can see so many things at once. So what is ATIS? At its core, ATIS was developed for two reasons. First one is a free, easy to use platform to increase the marketing reach of Alberta tourism businesses like yours. The second one really is a product database that centralizes all Alberta tourism products and help us to understand the depth and breadth of products that is available in the province. So in order for Travel Alberta to have visibility into your business, to know who you are and what you offer, you need to be in ATIS. And what are the benefits to sign up on ATIS other than being free? Really, the first one is increase your digital reach. We work with distribution partners who pull ATIS content onto their web channels. You enter the business and product offerings once, and your content has the potential of being distributed to multiple sites through our distribution network. Also, the reporting side to track how your content is performing, which items are performing best, amplifying your marketing. Content added to ATIS can potentially be included in Travel Alberta's marketing campaigns and channels, such as social ads or on our social media page, Google search, and so forth like that. You might be familiar with this path to purchase funnel, but we definitely see that it's no longer a linear line from awareness to conversion. So instead, consumers are moving back and forth between stages of funnel and using more resources than ever to plan a trip. So in fact, the awareness and consideration phases look more like this. Potential travelers tend to visit an average of 12 or more touch points when planning a vacation. So one of the ways ATIS helps users become more visible in these spaces is by pushing ATIS content to websites and channels that consumers use to make travel decisions. So not really necessarily pulling travelers into the Travel Alberta site, but getting our content in front of them where that they already are. So in ATIS, there are three content types. First is listings. What is listing? Information about your business that helps consumer in the consideration phase of the path to purchase. For example, like when you think listing, think about physical places or things such as accommodation, restaurants, attractions, and so forth, your store. They are the core places that make your experiences. The next one is events. Because they are time specific, events are a great way to drive urgency to visit now and not sometime in the future. So since COVID, we also have created a space to advertise virtual events called Alberta at Home. The next one is offers. Once you have a listing, you can add an offer to highlight the different experiences that you offer and call upon travelers to book. So the offers do not need to be discounted or packaged, but something you're selling with a price tag. So this can be a regular admission rate or your packaged products, or if you're a guided operator, like doing outdoor guiding adventures, this could be the 3 hours no-shoe tour. So we will get these into a little bit more details in the tips and tricks section of today's session, including some great examples of how to use these content types to get the most exposure for your business. So section 2 is how ATIS supports your marketing. Before I go into the next section, are there any questions that you guys have? Because I was moving along pretty quickly here. No? All good? Okay, perfect. So after you enter your listings, events, as well as offers onto ATIS, you must be wondering where where do my contents go, right? So here are some examples of channels Travel Alberta uses or has used in the past to put your content in front of the potential visitors. We refer these as distribution channels. So the first one, if I can start from here, website and apps. So travelalberta.com, we have over 6 million visitors to our website last year, over 1,700 pages, most of which includes business listings, events, and offers that we just kind of touched on, provided by our partners through the ATIS platform. The ATIS contents can also populate third-party web properties. We currently work with 7 organizations that populates their websites using ATIS content. One of them being Foothills Tourism Association. Second one is influencer and bloggers. So Travel Alberta has a pretty robust influencer strategy. So influencers come to Alberta to experience what we have to offer and develop stories and content, which they feature on their own social channels and sites. We use ATIS to help build itineraries for where they can go. So it is important to remember to add your new experiences into ATIS as they are developed. So we have a constant source of new destination and ideas for these visitors. Social channels. We also push ATIS content out through our social channels, and I will show you examples of that as we go. Of course, there's some other marketing tactics, including email marketing, newsletters, display ads, as well as search engines too. So of course, like all of us, when we think of something, we get onto Google, do a little search engine search and get our results that way. So potential travelers, the same thing, that they always find your content when they do the web browser search. When consumer searches for example, dog sledding in Alberta, they will find our website because we have a very content-rich site. Travelalberta.com actually ranks pretty high in relevance Google searches. So last year, 2019-2020, nearly 1 million referrals were generated for partners who are in ATIS, and about over 300,000 of those visitors actually find our site organically, which is traffic that lands on travelalberta.com from searching Google or Bing. I have to apologize that I do have my dog here in my room chewing on a bone. Hopefully he's going to keep silence for an hour, but I can tell that he is growling right now. So he might be barking, just so you know. Keep going. If it happens, you know why. So here I have searched for that dog sledding in Alberta. So Google shows Travel Alberta's dog sledding page as the first result, actually, of the organic non-paid spots just located below the 2 pay ads. And when you click on the link and land on our dog sledding landing page, which features a number of articles. So each of these articles also contains links to partners. So when you scroll down the page, you will see all the available offerings. They might be a little bit small on the screen. So such as guided tours and anything that have the price tags to it. So you see there's one here, $125 and $649 and so forth like that. So pages can be activity-based like this one, or location-based as well as accommodation-based, such as hotel, motel, bed and breakfast, and so forth. So content is displayed through a random rotation. So if you are in ATIS, you have the potential of appearing on this main landing page. We also created paid marketing ads that use content from ATIS to populate ad content. So people who click these ads will go straight to your website, not coming back to Travel Alberta. Actually, we bring traffic over to your sites directly. So here are some examples of, for example, this one is the Facebook carousel ads we have used. We try to accommodate as many experiences as we can every year, providing exposure for our partner throughout the province. So you may ask, how do we choose, right? We use channel data, what consumers are searching for, and experiences that are resonating with partners to develop our marketing calendar. So example of this one is some of the Instagram ads that we have used. So Instagram ads features ATIS contents from various cities and rural regions. In this case, I believe is Central Alberta, Southern Alberta, as well as Northern Alberta. So the next section is practical tips and for getting noticed. So maybe I'll just do a quick pause here to see if there's any questions for me before I move on to the next section.
I have a quick question, Yvonne.
Mm-hmm.
What percentage of, like, you said that the website gets about 6 million hits a year, or it did last year. Like, what do you know, like, numbers on what percentage of that is from outside the province, like people looking to travel or to come to Alberta, or is that a lot like internal people moving around the province?
I would say I don't have the data with me, which I can find out after today's session. I would say majority of them would be outside of the province, as well as international travelers as well, because we do have multiple language sites. So if you see the Travel Alberta one, we also have the English site. We have the Spanish, German, Japanese, Chinese, and I believe it's Korean as well. So a lot of content is actually translated into respective languages, depending on our international markets that we're focusing on.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, but I would say if you asked me to pull the data from last year, 2020 being, post ones that we have started the pandemic, I would say there's more of a balance between domestic travelers like within Alberta as well as the nearby provinces, probably more so checking our website because of limited air access and everything that international travelers aren't able to come into our country even, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we'll now go through the practical tips on how to increase the effectiveness of your listings, offers, and events in ATIS, which improve your chances of getting additional marketing opportunities. So 3 main items that make up your content ecosystem in ATIS. So first one is content types. We have gone through these in the last section, but we'll dive in a little bit more here, focusing on how to use each of them effectively in showcasing your experiences. Descriptions, how to write a dynamic description that will make consumer want to learn more about what you're offering, and therefore they're clicking that buy now button and actually buying experiences, products, offers from you. Images is the next one. The importance of images and examples of great images to include in your marketing. So a lot of this is not just inclusively for ATIS, is a general write a inviting and enticing paragraph to get your travelers to come to you, or the use of images, right? So we'll go through all these ones. So going back to ATIS listing. So what are the things or places? A storefront and an address as an example. Like I said, accommodation, attractions, restaurants, your own store. Depending on your business, you might offer multiple products and therefore have multiple listings. So here is an example of a ski hill that operates a gondola service in the summertime. Another example is Fairmont Banff Spring Hotel with a restaurant, or golf course with a restaurant, or an attractions with an RV park. The key is if they are a standalone destinations, they should each have their own listing, meaning a consumer would visit one without necessarily needing to visit or use the other. So why multiple listing, you may ask? Unique aspects of business may have unique selling points. and should therefore have their own description and images. So when it comes to listing, more is not necessarily better. Look at your core activities. So you're meeting a consumer's expectation that way. We offer 7 main categories in ATIS, and each of these has multiple subcategories. As an example, going back to accommodation, that will be the category, but there will be subtype. For example, bed and breakfast or lodge. Those will be subtypes that you will be able to see once that you have chosen that category. If your business fits into more than one of these categories, you will want also to create separate listings for each of them. In general, most businesses will have about 1 to 3 listings. So here is an example of an existing listing. So this partner is an outdoor guiding company, which has supplied a description, some photos. Think about seasonality as well. Lead with winter because we're in winter right now. All the tours offered by this partner is attached below in the listing. So once your content is in ATIS, so just quickly here. So this, can you see my cursor moving? Yeah. Okay. So this is your listing here. This part is the list of offers this guided companies have put together. So when people can find your listing, if they're curious about, oh, so, okay, I know what you do, but what are you offering? Then they can see it at one glance down here as well. So it is important to have the listing as well as offers. The offers are really those that are the metrics, right? Or the how to convert people to purchase from you to come to your website, depending on what the URL or the website link that you're providing here as well, right? So once your content is in ATIS, you only need to really review it a few times per year unless something significant has changed. For example, right now in the COVID environment, if your door isn't opening because of restrictions or if you feel more safe to do it online and so forth like that, depending on the type of business, you might want to do some updates on your listing to let your travelers, customers know about that as well. So yeah, this is all the offers and even events we will be covering on that. So different events that this partners actually have put up. So I have said before, events are a great way to add urgency to visits, to pay visits to your business. They might be a standalone, meaning one time, or an annual event, such as a music festival, rodeo, or sporting events. Or if you're an attraction owner, it could be something that you use to get more people through the door. So Harvest Fall Festival exhibit, or maybe something around a holiday or a theme such as Halloween and Canada Day here. Add your event into ATIS and attach it to your business listing. So this is an example of an event happening at an attraction. In fact, it's Heritage Park in Calgary. This is their listing page with the events shown below the listing, so such as these ones. And this is an example of a standalone event, the Edmonton Folk Music Festival. There are 9 types of events to choose from. So it could be, Christmas fair, that there is art and performance art. There's some culinary because there's some maybe food trucks and so forth. So you can select up to 3 events type within each of those. So I'm going to move over to offers. So before you can add an offer into ATIS, you will need to add your business listings. Unlike a listing, which is your core business, the place, right? An offer represents the experience you are offering to your customers. So it could be as simple as adding your regular admission price, or perhaps you're an attraction that is offering an adult night with drinks from a local brewery or distillery, as well as adding a behind the scene tour. Again, just like the previous example, if you're a guided tour company, each of your tours could be created as separate offers. It is important to note, I know the term offers is kind of deceiving. You don't have to provide a discount in order to post your offer on there. It is important that, whatever you're posting is available on your retail website as well. But no discount is needed. But if you do, it does shows the discount percentage on the Travel Alberta website. So here are some offers examples. There's some examples of strong offers. For example, if you have like hands-on experiences such as cooking, drum making, experiences that bring visitors behind the scene, like I said, or even after hours. So it's more exclusive access for those visitors. Also offers that connect visitors to local culture or history. It could be a combined experiences as well. So for example, work with others in your areas to provide something more holistic and unique. And a few tips to increase your chance of additional marketing is you will want to get your content in as early as possible, because we start seeing winter fall search onto our website coming through as early as July and August. So you kind of have to think ahead, a few months ahead, and what your program's going to be like for in July and August time for fall and winter. And you will also want to submit it around for spring and summer experiences. You want to submit it around January and February time too. Offers that are valid for the entire season, not limited to just summer seasons as an example, are great, because this gives us more flexibility for when we're able to promote. So for example, we know that whenever we have a campaigns that we're running, we can easily plug those ones, especially knowing that they're available year round as well. And of course, it depends on your nature of the business, right? Like you need to limits to the seasonality, which is totally fine, but definitely watch for those kind of timelines. So be a little bit more proactive and early to get your information into ATIS as well. And of course, offers with strong images are important. But why they are important? Because there are some stats providing, well, on the slides here, that in a nutshell, really, content with images get more attention than no image on social media. ATIS contents, as an example, with images average 6 times more referrals than content without an image. But we're not asking for professional photography. With a proper lighting and moderate planning, today's phones and digital cameras can provide suitable photos until you're prepared to invest further. So let's take a closer look at some images here. So both of these images could convey a long table supper, and by all accounts are great images. They both have good lighting and quite well composed. However, one of the images does a much better job of capturing the essence of the visitor experience and the sense of place. I think we can all agree that it is the image on the right side. Yes. The key for any image strategy is try to tell a story through your images. So we allow you to include up to 10 images. So take advantage by adding a lot to tell the full story. Again, we talked about seasonality. If you are a year-round offering, include images from different seasons, but lead with images that represents the current season. For attractions, showcase all relevant areas that make up that customer experience. Aim for something that is immersive, more like an editorial style, bring you into action, right? Sense of place, something unique to you. Authentic. Sorry, I need a sip of water. But not overly posed, so it's more natural, right? Like bunch of ladies here having a nice lunch outside, and experiential as well. So narrowly focused on a specific attraction. But do avoid a dramatic exposures with unnatural lightings or extreme angles, filters that alter colors or tone. So one of the ways that we try to guide partners in supplying the right content for their listing is through the health score. It is a rating system using a scale from 0 to 100 based on completeness, much like LinkedIn, if you have a LinkedIn profile account, to encourage a robust listing. So weight dependent on the field importance to the consumer in their decision making. So this really helps partners to determine how to improve the content and which part of their information to include to maximize their potential for more leads. So with the health score, there are 3 areas that have the largest impact on your health score. The first one is description. Anything over 250 characters, which is about 2 and 3 short sentences, as well as images. We talked about that. Receive point for every image that you have uploaded to our system. Also, TripAdvisors. You're encouraged to add your TripAdvisor link because we know that peer reviews are very important for travelers nowadays. So this is reflected in the health score rating as well. And really outside of that, adding offers or events to your business can also improve your listing health score. So content in ATIS with a health score over 50 points accounts for about 75% of the total number of leads on travelalberta.com website. Most important thing really is to have quality content over quantity. So you want to have good content, but not too much. So then why don't we talk about description here? When developing an ATIS description, it is important to remember that you're writing not for yourself, for your audience. What would appeal to them, right? Lead with your most important benefits. Don't bury it down to the main selling points under less important details. Like I said, not too short, but not too long. Keep it informative, but interesting and inviting as well as showing your personality. Why do you want people to come and visit you? Be authentic and accurate. It is important to meet the customer's expectations than to be the best at something. I would say Apple did this well when they first, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago when they came out with their first MP3 player. So the feature really is 1 gigabyte of storage for MP3s. Besides the fact that most people didn't know what 1 gigabyte of MP3 storage meant at that time, it didn't quite speak to what it matters to the consumers. Instead, how that they describe it is you can store 1,000 songs on the go. So that makes sense to a lot of people. So if you apply this to tourism, an easy way to get from a feature to a benefit is to apply this, that we call it the so what trick. So as an example, a hotel which is situated in the heart of an entertainment district, known for its nightlife. One of the features that maybe they offer is a 24-hour snack bar. So okay, we have a 24-hour snack bar. So what, right? So that means the hotel guests can get a snack at any time of the night. So what? The night owls, no problem, visits our 24-hour snack bar when you need to fill up a night of fun in, Edmonton's premier entertainment districts, White Avenue, as an example. So what does it mean by that? Like, I know I was not being too clear, not too long, but not too short. What does that mean? So here is an example. I have prepared two descriptions. Both describe the hotel that is targeting the family market. So here is the original description, and I'll read it out to you. Our property is located 5 minutes from the mall and within a few minutes to most area attractions. Rooms are well appointed. Other features include hot breakfast, free Wi-Fi, free parking, and a fitness room. Nothing wrong with that. It's just listing all the features. But the thing is, it doesn't provide a lot of context to what attractions are nearby that may appeal to the family market. So in thinking about what would most appeal to families and their needs, the description can be written to this. So here it says, spend less time in the car and more time exploring the area at the Grand Prairie Hillside Hotel. This 4-star property is situated within walking distance to the outdoor pavilion, go-kart track, and plenty of family-friendly restaurants. Start your day with a hot breakfast, buffet breakfast, and a fresh cup of locally roasted organic coffee to fuel your morning adventures. Free Wi-Fi is available to help plan your day of discovery and posting your photos on Instagram. After a busy day exploring, unwind in a large on-site pool and hot tub. So this description is nice length. Actually, it's 3 short sentences and highlights the benefits that would appeal to their audience, not just a laundry list of activities. It also describes things to do in the area, that there are a lot of family-friendly restaurants nearby, by showing guests that there are a number of things to do. It might also entice them to stay maybe for an extra night or so. So remember, benefits over features. So a feature is something that you have. A benefit is how you connect your audience's desire or solve a problem for them. So they are the outcomes that users will experience by using your product. So this is an important piece here to think about your audience and what would benefits them the most. And of course, you can throw in anything right nowadays with travelers. Of course, health and safety is the utmost important thing for them to think about. You can throw in, a couple points of how your sanitizing protocol is like as well. Any questions? No. Okay.
Yvonne, I have one question, and I don't know if it reflects on the description part, but on a couple of prior slides. Just as an example, would this be a good idea for an organization? Let's use a yoga studio as an example. So maybe they're not going to have maybe not a travel destination, but they're going to have maybe a yoga retreat, or another organization that would have a retreat once or twice a year. Would they then qualify to go under the events, and what would the benefits of that be?
If the yoga retreat is recurring every year, I would put that as events.
Okay.
Yeah, but if they are more so like, more frequent than that, it could be a regular programs that they're offering. It's just that it could be a once a month kind of program.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 2 quick questions to kind of piggyback off what Pamela said. Like, let's just say like a local restaurant does a weekly trivia night. Would that be something that would qualify?
Yeah, for sure.
And then, okay, like that's awesome to know, because I'm sure a lot of our local restaurants don't know that they can, get some free publicity just by being on the website. And then what about like if you had like a golf course and like a hotel that wanted to do like a stay and play package type situation?
Oh yeah, we love those ones. Those are offers for sure. Yeah.
Roanne's on here, so I thought that might be a interesting idea to get some people in the area that are utilizing, multiple businesses in one listing.
Yeah, again, we love those ones because that really encourages overnight stay, meaning that they would be spending more money at a destination, and really for them to stay overnight, meaning that they will be spending more time and having more experiences coming out of that too, right? Yeah.
So then,
and hopefully they will put in a very nice TripAdvisor or whatever comments that on their social medias as well, right?
For sure.
No, Jamie, you're right. So that is something that we want to really concentrate on this year, for sure, is the stay in place.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, what I learned with COVID anyway is that golf was such a great experience for people because it's something that we were allowed to do. So I think I know that for me, like a lot of my friends really got into golfing last year because it's like the only thing they could do during the summer. So that was just, I don't know, an interesting thought. So then I'm gonna use that as an example just because I'm curious now. So there'd be no charge to put the event or the stay and play on the ATIS website, but the consumer can pay for the package through the website. Is that how that works?
Well, it depends what link that you will be putting in as the link from our website to yours. We don't have an e-commerce mechanism on travelalberta.com website. Okay. But when your offer shows up like this golf and stay package, then they can, I'm interested. Let's click on that to learn more. It's up to you to decide what link you are leading those people to on your website, because that will be when that it's leaving our travelalberta.com website to yours.
Right.
And that's how we're bringing leads to you.
Okay, perfect. No, that's great. Thanks.
Okay. Well, looking at the time, I have to summarize it quickly. So we should have some few minutes left here just to sum up the information. You can maximize your business exposure by adding all relevant content on ATIS. A strong offer is the one that combines a few experiences together, just like what we just talked about. Have a strong image, or images, I should say, and description that will increase your health score. Again, benefits over features. Get your content into ATIS early, as soon as you know this is the package or product and experience that you are going to do. Now you might be already thinking summer and so forth, which is great. And it's time for you to get your information to ATIS. And also review it when you feel that there's a need for you to update some information on your listings and offers and so forth. I'm not going to get into the technical side of the things, but for offers, you can actually put a time to that. So the offers will be expired by the time that you're no longer offering such a package. So you don't have to go back to it and, I have to disable this offer and so forth. Okay. So one more thing I want to talk about, which is outside of ATIS, is, creating your business listing and offers on ATIS means you have maximized your online exposure through us, Travel Alberta, and our marketing channels. However, being present on search engines such as Google is also very important. Therefore, we encourage you to create your Google My Business account. It is a free tool as well and helps your customers to find you, get in touch with you, and also get the latest information about your business, such as your latest opening hours, communicate temporary closures, or even find out your health and safety protocol. It could be examples like appointments required, masks required, staff get temperature checks, and so forth like that. Also take full advantage of other available features such as they can allow you to put your restaurant menu on there, the catalogs. And 2 weeks ago, Travel Alberta actually invited the Google My Business representatives to speak to us in our Connections Live webinar. I encourage you to go to the recording to learn more about it. It is there's also a handout of Google Guide for small business that you can download. Jamie, I sent you that link. Would you mind to put it in the chat box?
Just did, you bet. So it's in there.
Yeah, perfect. So it is a YouTube link that, and the session is only 1 hour long, which is not long at all. So I just want to cover that. We work quite closely with them, and yes, it's not quite fully integrated where that you can just enter it onto Google My Business and we can fetch the information, not yet. But we're in the talks about that for sure. Pamela said the link doesn't work. Okay, I have to look into that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to quickly, oh, works for Kevin. So, okay, so yeah, there's, and of course, if you're interested, feel free to register, or if you already have an account, log back in there if you haven't been doing so for a while. So it's right on the slide here. Feel free to screen grab it, all the information. And I also encourage you to go to our industry hub, which is industry.travelalberta.com as our general website for industry partners. But if you put the /ATIS, you can also go to the ATIS section to learn more about it before you decide to register. We also have a dedicated team to support ATIS as well. So you can email this email address as well as a toll-free number for you to call Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. that they are available. Oh, is everyone okay with this? Okay. If not, I will send the deck to Jamie. So Jamie, you can distribute it to the participants today. The last slide that I want to put on is my information. So if you want to, again, screen grab it, great. Feel free to contact me after today's session. Jamie will also send out a short survey to get your feedback of today's session. Also, we are having 2 more online sessions coming up with the Chamber here. The next one is the Building Strategies for Partnering and Packaging online workshop, which is also on Thursday next week. I don't know the actual, is it the 25th, February 25th, the same time. So at 1 p.m. for an hour. So what this is about is if you're looking for creative and cost-effective ways to reach new customers and increase your sales, this online workshop hopefully will help you explore the many ways that you can work with other businesses to meet your objectives. And then the following week, we have the experience development side. So it's called Making Memorable Experiences and Introduction to Experience Development. So we will have that for an hour. And that one, you will learn about how developing great experiences can be your best marketing tool you'll be introduced to examples from Alberta, but also Canada that will spark new ideas on how you can develop a tourism experience that provides your visitors with a true sense of place, as well as considers staff and guest safety in this current COVID environment. So we have updated the information to incorporate some of our industry partners of how that they've been working and being creative to still welcoming guests coming into their store places and so forth under the current COVID environment. So that one will be March the 4th on Thursday as well at the same time, 1 to 2 p.m. And I believe, Jamie, you already have those links on your chamber website for people to register as well, right?
You bet. And when I send out the survey link to everyone that registered today, I'll include the registration for next week's webinar. I also popped it in the chat as well too. So
perfect. Great. With that, I am, oh, this is it. This is my last slide. So any questions? We are utilizing the last 5 minutes so I can answer any questions that you may have.
I think we're good.
I did such a good job that you guys don't have any questions, huh?
You really did, Yvonne. That's the only ad that I have, is that you were just so incredibly informative. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a really unique tool that I don't think a lot of our organizations and businesses know about, right? So even if you're on the call today and it doesn't maybe directly impact your business, I think it's a really cool experience tool that you can share with your colleagues, cohorts, other businesses in the community, just to reach out to Yvonne if they have more questions and want to get something set up. Because I mean, pre-COVID, one of our restaurants in town was doing trivia once a week, and it's like, well, that's a tourism experience that I don't think they would have thought would be available to be on this website, right? So
yeah,
exactly. I think there's lots more of those that we just got to kind of think outside the box a little bit on.
And like I said, because of COVID, we have launched that Alberta at home, meaning that if you have any virtual events that you're not having any in-person gatherings and whatnot, but still wants to increase or maintain that awareness of your business, you can also put it onto ATIS as well. But of course, we're hoping that, eventually people are coming in person and spend the dollars that way too, right?
Okay, wonderful. Well, if there's no questions, I think we'll end it there. Thank you so much, Yvonne. That was, again, like Pamela said, very informative, an awesome tool that I didn't really know a ton about. So now I'm excited to teach other people about it. And then I did put that link for next week's session in the chat box, and I will also email it out to everybody that has registered for this session, along with a very short survey on the ATIS workshop from today. So with that, thank you all very much and have a great rest of your week.
I will give 3 minutes back to your day. Awesome. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.